and welcome to This Morning on Republic. I'm Rukmaina. Top story. Former governor of West Bengal becomes the 14th Vice President of India with a career as a Supreme Court advocate and humble roots from Rajasthan. With the BJP calling him Kisan Putra, Jagdeep Dhankhar, as he was announced as the NDA's vice presidential candidate.
India has got its new vice president. Jagdeep Dhankhar was declared elected as the vice president on Saturday after he bagged 528 votes against his rival candidate Margaret Alva's 182. Celebrations erupted at BJP headquarters after Dhankhar's triumph. Shortly after the announcement, the new Vice President of India met Prime Minister Modi. He was dressed as Kisan Putra as his name was announced as the NDA's vice presidential candidate. Jagdeep Dhankhar comes from humble roots, born in the district of Jhunjhunu in Rajasthan. BJP leader and former governor of West Bengal gradually emerged as the most likely candidate to be the vice president for the next 5 years. He was a former Minister of Parliamentary Affairs in the cabinet of Chandrasekhar as the Prime Minister and had an extensive career as an advocate and had represented the state of Haryana at the Supreme Court in 2016 over the waters of Sutlej. The leader was eventually appointed as the governor of West Bengal by the former President Ramnath Kovind. He came to be known to have several differences with the West Bengal government led by the TMC at the time. During his time as the governor in West Bengal, he was accused of visiting violence-hit areas in West Bengal for political gains. West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had even accused him of inciting violence in the state. The most recent of the differences between the two was that of the Chief Minister appointing herself as the by-default Chancellor of the state-run universities, just as the SSC scam began to take shape in the state. His election as Vice President will also mean that the presiding officers of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will be from Rajasthan, among the only two states currently ruled by the Congress governments, which incidentally goes to polls next year.
Agami 6 তারিখ Trinamool Congress will abstain in the upcoming vice presidential polls. It is neither question of supporting NDA candidate doesn't even arise.
Bureau Report, Republic TV.
A massive setback for the opposition's unity card as a former governor of West Bengal, Jagdeep Dhankhar, is declared elected as the Vice President of India against his opposition candidate, Margaret Alva.
It's a massive setback to the opposition unity card. Opposition candidate Margaret Alva faced defeat as Dhankhar romped home the vice presidential elections. Divided and directionless opposition camp seems to be crumbling. While the Uddhav Sena had lent support to Alva, 6 Uddhav faction MPs abstained from voting. Another blow came when much anticipated TMC announced that it would abstain from voting. Margin of victory shows the opposition divided and their unity card in abject failure. Purportedly attacking opposition which abstained from voting, Alva said that unfortunately some opposition parties chose to directly or indirectly support the BJP in an attempt to derail the idea of a united opposition. In another thread of her tweet, she hailed Dhankhar's triumph and also thanked all the leaders of the opposition and members of parliament from across parties who voted for her in this election. Dhankhar's triumph has exposed a wide split in the opposition. Bureau Report, Republic TV.